body of Christ, right now is the time when they have to have their ears open. They really have to have their ears open.
Right.
I know they've heard a lot of subject matter concerning comets and weather and these type things. Right now, they really have to have their ears open. I've noticed within the body of Christ, some are numb to the news of any type of catastrophe.
Right.
But see, the problem is now it's not if, it's not a maybe.
It's when.
It's developing right now. See, they're in the middle of something, and they can't see it. But it will form, and it will take its toll on those who are not watching. They're in the middle of it.
Mike, can you see the monitor? I'm holding up. Obama warns of a devastating hurricane from climate change. Devastating hurricanes. In the article, he proclaims that storms like Hurricane Sandy will become more frequent during climate change intensifies, which is very similar to what the foreign minister of France was saying about climate chaos. And I know there's going to be a climate change seminar or a conference they're going to hold in November, but why in the world would the President of the United States step up and declare? How in the world can you declare that climate change is going to intensify and get ready and start preparing for major storms? It's what you've been saying for the last 6 months would be eventually coming, straight line winds and hurricanes and storms. So even the president, is this a heads up he's given us?
Yeah, that's actually something people need to listen for. Unfortunately, a lot of people are going to think it's for money, for the midterm elections, which is going to catch them off guard. By the way, that 500 days, it'd probably be a good thing for people to start marking that time. Those who like mathematics, take 1/3 of the 500 days and subtract that from the 500 days, and that's your actual target date. So that's about, if you subtract, let's see, 166 from 500, which leaves 334, it's 334 days.
All right, from May 13th. And he made that announcement on May 13th. Yeah, he made that announcement on May 13th, 2014, this year. So in other words, just go forward 334 days, or 330, my calculator, but 334 days, you say. And where does that
around that time?
What does that
around that time? And that is actually, when they make a statement like that, this climate chaos, I can tell you now, is a key word for both people and weather. They both go the same. Pastor, if straight line winds of more than 90 miles an hour comes through America, a lot of homes will be lost.
Oh, I know.
Populations will be displaced. The weather's dry in the west. The jet stream is about to change directions. It normally flows from west to east. Now it's going to be east to west, which is going to cause a severe drought. So you're looking at conditions like this, catching everybody off guard. And we do have a meteor storm problem, which just so happens it's maneuvering itself in the middle of this climate chaos time frame. The caution is before these 334 days are up, policies are going to change. Many things will change. War will likely break out in the middle of that. That's another issue that is forming. One of the most strategic things you can do in combat is use the elements to your advantage.
General Patton did that. The nation of Israel did that when they fought in the 6-day war with Egypt. A windstorm, a sandstorm blew in the face of the Egyptian tanks, and they outnumbered the Israeli tanks 10-1. But because they couldn't see, because it's coming at them, Israel set up there in the Sinai Peninsula and picked them off one tank at a time. So, and we know the story where, General Patton said, "Look, we gotta move. I need you to pray." He told the chaplains, "Go pray. Bring me back a prayer that works, because I need the weather to clear." I mean, it was a direct order. Can you imagine getting that order? I prayed to God for a lot of things, but man, I would be sweating bullets to be given a direct order by General Patton to go pray for the storms to go away. But they did, and it worked. Okay, so your point is this: war. Part of war is conditions: snow, mud, rain, monsoon times. Use those elements of different region to your advantage during war.
That's right. And now that we have atmospheric conditions that the world has not seen in a long time, now you're looking at a war where they will launch missiles. I want to update everybody. Iran has the Russian-made Sun missile, which is a hypersonic missile, which can fly 300 feet, 125 to 300 feet over the surface of land and water. It can reach the United States of America quickly. We're talking within minutes. It's a Sun missile. Because it's hypersonic, it's almost impossible to shoot down.
Yeah.
Almost impossible. Our missile test failed when we attempted to test the hypersonic missiles. They failed. They disintegrated. Russia perfected that technology. So the stakes are a little different now. We can't undercut the underdog. These countries, it's a clear alliance that has formed. And China has joined forces with Iran and Russia.
Yeah, they have. Yes, they have.
And so when they were looking for that plane, I attempted to tell everyone they were positioning.
Yeah.
They were positioning assets at that time.
Yeah.
And they still have assets in those areas. Because when the ship's on top left, you still have underwater activity that nobody can track. In fact, certain areas right now are forbidden to go into because of underwater activity.
Let me ask you a question, Mike. Let me ask you a question.
Go ahead.
All right, you brought big news to us here that Iran has supersonic, what you call Russian Sun missiles, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Hypersonic Sun missiles from Russia. All right, which is very powerful and almost impossible to knock down. And of course, the dream I had when I was in Jerusalem this past May, back in 2013, was I seen Iran and Russia hitting Israel. Now, my question is, Israel has just announced that they're moving 3 submarines, nuclear submarines with ballistic missiles on them, cruise missiles that are nuclear tipped, and they're going to put it right off the coast of Iran. Certainly, Israel's aware of these Sun missiles. Certainly, all the guys are aware of this. Public isn't, but are not been totally made aware yet. But certainly, is this the reason why Israel's moving in position because of these ballistic missiles, these Sun missiles?
They have to. They have to. Israel will not hesitate to retaliate if they suspect that Iran will launch one of those missiles. Because from Iran to Israel, you're looking at
not very far.
3 minutes.
Yeah, not very far.
3 minutes. And so they will retaliate without question. It's one thing about Israel that a lot of people don't understand is that if they suspect that Israel is about to be targeted, with the exception of Hezbollah, because they have good intelligence, they know what everybody has. But when they found out the deal with Russia and Iran, they had to move assets into place to try and make them think, give them a moment of pause. Unfortunately, it's not going to work this time.
Now,
Iran is too confident in what they have.
Yeah, because Russia, and that's what we're seeing. Iran